Hey guys, what's up? Today's video, very simple. How well can the best gaming PC perform in modern games? Now, there's just one small catch to that statement. We're talking about the best gaming PC from 2015. Yeah, that's right, almost 10 years ago. Because I'm gonna be completely honest, I can't afford the best gaming PC from whatever year it is now. So this is the next best thing, but I think it'll be pretty interesting. So I've kind of spoiled what graphics card we're using, but let's just quickly talk about the rest of the system specs so we can get straight into the gaming performance and see just how a system from 2015 is going to perform today. But thankfully, I've got a pretty epic system here. So I guess we can start with the GPU. Yeah, that's right. We're using the NVIDIA GTX Titan X Maxwell. So this is the GTX 900 series Titan. So this has 12 gigabytes of VRAM, and this is the perfect example of what Titan was meant to be. It is basically a GTX 980 Ti with 12 gigs of VRAM instead of 6. So it had double the VRAM as opposed to like the Titan XP, which had like 1 extra gig over the 1080 Ti, and was just why. But this had double the VRAM, so that was the real point of Titans. It's because it has that extra VRAM, so you can still do gaming and stuff like that, but it has that extra VRAM for your professional work. Unlike the Vega Frontier Edition, this was the prime example of the worker by day, gamer by night kind of person. So, oh, how the mighty have fallen. Anyways, over here, we've got our CPU, motherboard, and RAM combo. I picked this up recently for, I think, $40, so yeah, that's kind of why I got this and I'm doing this video, because this whole build could probably be done. Please close, please. Fuck you. I'm calm. Part of the reason I'm kind of doing this today is because this whole build could be done on the local used market for probably like 200 bucks. And on eBay, it'll be a little bit more than that. But realistically, this is something you can emulate at home if you see some cheap stuff on the market. And, this may help you decide if you want to buy that cheap old motherboard that see how it performs in relatively modern games. And be honest, what the fuck is this? I don't play a lot of modern games, so modern is gonna be we're gonna stretch the meaning of that, but we'll play CS2, and that's hey, for competitive gaming we'll see. But basically, here's what we got. What even is this? This is an MSI Z170 gaming something or other. Gaming M5. Sure. And on board, we've got an i7 6700K. So that was 2015's best gaming CPU because AMD was, I'm pretty sure, still dead. So it was just Intel, and this was the 6700K, which was a generational leap over the 4th gen Intel 4770K, 4790K. But wasn't much of a leap over the 5775C, or 5th gen. Which was actually the first. Wait, what was it? The first? It was the first something. Broadwell was the first something. Someone said the 6700K was the first something CPU. God, it was the first something. Dude, I literally cannot remember. Shit. I don't know. Okay, I can't Google it. I can't remember. Someone said something at some point where they were like, oh, the 6700K is the first CPU to have this. But I argued that no, it wasn't Skylake. It was actually Broadwell that was the first CPU, the 5775C. Got it. Okay, I figured it out. People say that the 6700K is the first CPU on 14 nanometer from Intel. They are wrong. It was the 5775C. That was the first 14 nanometer CPU. Everyone is wrong. I am right. I'm the best. But yeah, people don't remember the 5775C. It's one of my favorite CPUs. I did like a whole video on it a long time ago. Anyways, yeah. So that aside, it's one of the first 14 nanometer CPUs. The first one that supported DDR4 natively. And that's what we have here today. So this board's got maybe 16 gigs. I think it's got 16 gigs of DDR4 right here. Just some XPG, a data RAM. This is the same RAM. Hold on. This is the same exact RAM that was in my first ever purchased gaming PC that was real. Like I had an old HP NV Phoenix, which had a GT640. But after that, had an iBuyPower PC, and it had this exact memory, and it had a 7700K. So that's just a fun little note. Yeah, the crazy thing about this was actually kind of rare at the time. I mean, over time it got better. But yeah, we have M.2s on here. Ooh, pretty. Sweet. All right, so now we got the whole thing. So we're using a Titan X, and this CPU. Now, coolers. I have very limited Intel consumer coolers, but thankfully Vetru sent over this V5 CPU cooler a while ago. Turns out it performs pretty well. It's a nice tower cooler, so thanks Vetru. And by a while ago I mean like years ago, back when this channel wasn't completely dead. So we're gonna be using that today. It's actually a good cooler, and it's also the only cooler I have. What a coincidence. Okay, look, Vetru. I know this is a decent cooler. But you guys gotta work on your back plates because this does not fit. Okay, quick intermission because, oh, what a surprise, my camera broke again. Oh, what's that? It's a $3,000 camera that can't record past 9 minutes? Sick. Yeah, Samsung drives, still fucking garbage for recording content. Literally not even on approved lists half the time for most cameras because they suck. Fuck you. Now we're using my Seagate Fire CUDA drive, which actually works. Although I'm pretty sure my camera also just needs a firmware update. That's what I get for ordering on eBay. Anyways, so basically what you missed, I put this cooler on. Turns out it's the wrong bracket and the wrong backplate and all that, but I still got it on based on, you know, the well-known moniker is that the right mounting bracket is just the wrong mounting bracket installed incorrectly. Yeah, I think it'll work just fine. Anyways, we got stuff installed. Now we got to put our graphics card in, which we obviously can't do while it's flat like this. So let's get up a test bench. I think I have one around here. I'm starting to regret drinking that milk. Test bench. Ugh. I've never figured out how to mount power supplies to this test bench properly. All right, let's see. So there's a test bench. On it, we've got a Silverstone 1500 watt power supply. Yeah, the ST1500. It is very old. It's so old, it's 80 plus silver. But Silverstone sent this over to me. Silverstone, yeah, you get it. It's 80 plus silver. They sent it over to me like, God, it's got to be a couple of years. It's probably 3 years ago or something like that. But thank you, Silverstone. They sent me a ton of stuff. I love you guys. If you guys still are around or ever happen to come by this video. Silverstone sent over this awesome 1500 watt power supply. An amazing, reliable unit. And I asked for it because I was like, hey, that looks cool. And they still sold it. They're like, yeah, it's old, but we still make it because it's super epic because it has like 9 12-volt rails or something crazy. All right. Yeah, there we go. That's on. All right. 24 pin, ketchup and mustard and orange juice and tomatoes, cream cheese, all the colors. We got our 8-pin EPS. And then we got our sexy GTX Titan X Maxwell. Beautiful card. We don't have any of the things for it, so it's just going to kind of flop around. That's fine. Now we're going to connect our 8 and our 6-pin. Was this the Titan X that exploded? All right. Oh, fuck. This uses that power cord that's, like, special. So this uses this, like, fucking enormous power connect. Can you see that? Can you see? It's right there. There's like enormous power connector for high watt units. I'll be right back. All right, now that we pulled out the Girth-tastic Mondo connector, we're gonna plug it in. Dude, my power setup is gonna burn this place down. All right, so I have this like insanely long SATA connector for some reason. And I'm gonna use it. And then we're also gonna plug in this nice, super thick, the world's thickest Ethernet cable. SATA data. Do I even have SATA power on here? Oh my God, I do. I'm so excited. Yay. Samsung 860 Pro. Let's see, pro gaming mouse. Oh, let's get out a pro gaming keyboard. There we go, pro gaming keyboard. Cause I am a pro gamer, get out of here. Whoa, USB 3.1, 10 gigabit, crazy. All right, I'm sure this one won't explode like the last Titan X Maxwell I had. Oh, power. Is it you? It is you. I still got it, guys. I still know what I'm doing. I can be trusted. Okay, you can't see it. It's kind of sick. The Ethernet port lights up red, which would be really cool if I had. Oh my God, it's booting. 16 gigs of RAM. Yay. Press F1 to run setup, F2 to continue. F2 to continue. Oh, it's like the fan's not spinning. Ah, shit. I was like, oh, the fan's not spinning. It must be broken. Then I realized the cable was just holding it, so it wouldn't spin. Look at that, it's loading. Dude, remember cool boot screens? Hey! We booted. See if I can navigate using my little monitor. I can. Oh my god, it's crazy. Imagine a drive just working. Oh man. Oh man. Oh my god, is that a shrimp? It's a shrimp. It's fish. So I'm going to record the screen in the games, but I'm actually going to use OBS Studio, and I'm going to use the built-in encoder on the Titan X Maxwell, and then you guys get a gauge of how far we've come. But YouTube compression just wrecks my videos because they get no views. So actually, you're probably not going to notice much of a difference, so it's fine. Even though this video's in 4K, and I'm recording it at 6K resolution. Other installations are running. Finish the other installations, then try again. Fucking what? Oh, turns out it was installing this whole time. See how much encoder that uses. Alright, now that we're recording, there we got our 6700K. This system's super responsive. You know, this is old Windows 10, but still. 16 gigs of RAM running at 2133. 2400 is the max speed for the controller anyway. Killer E2400 gigabit Ethernet controller. Yikes. And our GTX Titan X. Oh man, this thing can handle so much encode. You can fit so much encode in this baby, man. Dedicated GPU, 12 gigs. Oh man, that's amazing. All right, let's start with the real game. Because, okay, if you're getting a system like this, normally I start with Ready or Not, but I'm going to start with Counter-Strike 2. Because that's the one someone who actually is watching this video might actually care about. Because this system, or these similar parts, you can kind of gauge performance based on this, you can get for cheap. It's old, but you can get it for cheap. So if it could run CS2 pretty well, this could be a great starter system for someone who just wants to get into competitive gaming. So I'm looking for 144 plus FPS at 1080p, whatever the settings the game defaults to that look okay. That's the goal, because that'll give us a competitive gaming experience for someone who's looking at this. And unlike a lot of people who test this, I'm going to launch an online match. So it's going to be a death match. I'm not going to sit here and play comp with no sound. But I'm going to launch a death match so that you guys can actually see what we'd be working with here. Why do I always get Inferno? I've realized in the past like 7 benchmark videos, I say 7, I've done like 3. But in the past multiple benchmark videos, I've gotten Inferno. Okay, look, this is the smoothest and most responsive gaming experience I've had on CS in recent videos. I'm only getting a little over 100 FPS. I definitely believe you could tune the settings and get over 144. No question. Like I said, this is worst case scenario because I'm in an online match with more than 10 people. So with this being like 15 people, way more than 10, whatever it is, this is worst case scenario for a system like this. And we are doing over 100 FPS consistently. And it is so smooth. So yeah, some tuning, and you could easily get this over to 144. It's actually like I would play on this. That's the crazy thing. Like, I don't play a lot of comp anymore. But if I did, this would be more than playable. Plus, I've seen people absolutely wreck me with less mouse space than I even have now. Which, for reference, is not a lot of mouse space. Oh yeah, get auto sniper. I'm a pro. I use the auto sniper. Titan X and subsequently probably the GTX 980 Ti. If you're playing just CS2 or you're trying to play a competitive game, even a modern one, like I said, like CS2, you should be absolutely fine to get 144 FPS at 1080p. And you know, when people are gaming like this anyways, it should be absolutely fine. For all you competitive gamers who do this, but they're at home. Oh wait, hold on. Oh yeah, I'm real competitive right now. Epic settings 1080p. So this should be pretty easy to run. It's Ready or Not. It's a pretty graphically good looking game, but it's not something I would expect the Titan X, even as old as this, to struggle with too much. Although, come to think of it, now that I really think about it, with how graphically intensive modern games have become, honestly, this is probably a well-balanced system. Oh yeah, no, we are literally, we hit 99% CPU, then we're hitting back to the GPU. It's only a quad-core 8 thread, so we are going to see that 100%. So we're getting under 60 FPS, and it's a bit of a stuttery mess. Now that everything's loaded in, we're a bit over 60. Well, we can get a stable 60 on this. Yeah, we're kind of trading off between CPU and GPU bottlenecked. Doing better than we do on some other systems, I'll tell you that right now. Not in terms of like CPU and GPU performance, but in terms of my performance. I got some kills. And this time, they were actually armed. For reference, yes, I am mag dumping just everyone. Yeah, we're getting a stable 60 FPS. And like I said, we are trading off between bottlenecks. Actually using 10 gig, or actually, yeah. So a 980 Ti might actually struggle here because we are using 6.8 gigabytes of VRAM. Okay, logic cannot explain why with this system that's performing slightly worse than the other ones, I am doing much better, but... Sir, hands up. Ah! I walked into that. I almost blocked him. Well, not bad. Not bad for an old system. I would say turn down the settings a bit. I mean, it's decent. You're shooting at, once you get to graphically intensive stuff like that, you're kind of grasping at your 60 FPS. And I lost the wrong fucking version of Call of Duty again. Like I said, you're gonna be doing your 60 FPS once you're going for those high, more modern games that aren't like super competitive. You're gonna be targeting 60. But that's fine. That's fine. Our heatsink's not even hot. Graphics card's super fucking hot. I mean, it's hitting like 80 degrees because blower style cooler. I think someone commented in a recent video was like, "Oh, why don't they use blowers anymore?" Because they're fucking hot and loud. Okay, like they are very inadequate for modern GPUs. Let's see, edit game rules. And as always, especially with these older systems and newest systems and every system, I'm going to benchmark the best game, most modern game that I still play sometimes. That's right, it's Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Now, this is a game that you would see someone playing on a system like this. What should I use? I'm going to switch up. I'm going to go with the shotgun and dual-wheel TAC 45s. But basically, I just want to see, this is like a very high-end system someone would have. It came out 3 years, roughly, after this game. So 2012. I think it was 2012 on the Xbox. I don't know if it came after on PC. I'm guessing it did. But anyways, I would not, you would definitely see someone using, like, one of your high-end gamers playing this game on a system like this. So now it actually makes sense. And at 1080p max settings, they would be getting over 200 FPS in 2015. Which, yeah, it's, oh my god, over 300 at some points. In 2015, that's insane. That is unheard of. God, what is this, sticks and stones? I mean... Oh, I should really launch up sticks and stones one of these times. But I just love the weaponized 115 camo in this game, man. It's actually, I very rarely did the DLCs, the microtransactions. Like, I did not buy the first one. I did buy Mob of the Dead and Buried, and then eventually Origins way after. Not gonna lie, when this game came out, I really was not the kind of person that had $15 lying around. And we've come full circle because I still don't have $15 lying around. I will say, when I played Black Ops 2, I was a big Remington guy. This is a game that taught me that aiming down sights chokes the spread on the shotgun. Dude, we're getting over 300 FPS, over 200 consistent, over 300 at some points, and it's smooth as butter. This is great. Oh, to be a rich gamer in 2015, because this would have, man, this system would have cost you a good couple grand. I mean, the Titan X was like, I think it was still higher, I think $600 at the time. Because I want to say the 1080 Ti was the most expensive card released, and then the Titan XP came out at like 1,000, and that was like unheard of. I don't think the Titan X Maxwell was 1,000. Someone can correct me on the price. I could easily Google this. I'm not gonna, because no one has made it this far in the video anyway. And if you have, I don't think you're really still sticking around for my accuracy on and smartnessness. Ah, I died. I don't want to play anymore. Well, guys, I had fun. That's all that mattered. Let me stop the recording before I forget this time and then have to redo all the game recordings. All right. Bottom line. If you're playing Black Ops 2, it's going to be great. This is design system for it. But if you're playing anything modern, competitive, honestly, I think you're still good. Even for a little while. You might struggle with trying to do Windows 11, but if you're playing on Windows 10 and you're playing a competitive game, I mean, man, this thing didn't even get hot. This cooler is very adequate. Good job, Vetru. This one is not. Bad job, NVIDIA. Anyways, If you're playing an older game, you're fine. If you're playing a newer game, competitive, CSGO, CS2, whatever they call it now, I think you're fine. I think it's gonna be great, and I think you should definitely go out and try it. If you're trying to play something graphically intensive, even something like Ready or Not, your Cyberpunks, whatever the Hell Divers, or whatever the new games are, yeah, I don't think so, man. I don't think this is gonna be a system for you. But you can give it a shot. You'll be targeting 60 FPS, but if you tweak the settings, maybe lower your resolution, 720p, do some of the super sampling, whatever you can do, I don't know. You might be okay. But yeah, definitely keep an eye out. There's always some good deals if you use hardware. Especially, my thing has always been for competitive gaming, you can get away with a lot. So when people go, I only had $300, I couldn't do competitive gaming, please, I'm the best CSGO player in the world. I'm like, if you were the best in the world, you could have won, you beaten me with something like this. Okay, I got the reflexes of a 97-year-old, so it's really, stop excusing yourself. Thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you next one. Peace. That was the wrong hand motion. I meant to say peace, but peace. Fuck. I'm losing it. Please stop recording effectively. I'm gonna see if this won't break it if I drag this over. Look at it. Seagate. I know I'm out of focus. Seagate Firecuda Gaming SSD. They sent over a similar one a while ago. This one I bought, but they sent over one of their, one of the ones that's inside this. It's just an M.2 adapter, essentially, with a cool light. Works so great. Is it that hard, Samsung?